Is it recording? Perfect. We are recording. All right, guys, I'm Christina Tammy. Thank you for taking your time on this Sunday to come and hang out and plan with me. We're going to do things just a tad bit different this week. And just because I kind of want to switch it up. So we always do the same thing. Yeah, I don't want to go back to 2020 either. But first and foremost, if you do not have a calendar, that's okay. Grab a piece of paper, a note card, a notebook, a blank piece of paper. It does not matter, you guys. You can plan even without having a notebook. It does not matter. Or a calendar. You don't have to have anything fancy. So what we're going to do is make sure that I'm going to time block this for the next 3 to 4 minutes. Make sure your personal life is in your planner or on your piece of paper. What I want you to do if you're using a piece of paper is divide it up into the days, and then let yourself know where you need to be on those days. If you work a 9 to 5, obviously, what your day looks like. You have your 9 to 5, maybe you have stuff scheduled with the kids, so on and so forth. So those are kind of maybe the days that you're going to have to look at things a little bit differently. Now, do I believe in 100% balance? No, you guys, right? We try as best as we can. Is there 100% thing, or is there anything known as 100%? No, not in balance, but there is a such thing as planning, organizing, and being able to balance as best as you possibly can between your business and between your personal life. So get your personal life in your planner, and I want you to set some goals for the week. But not only set the goals, I want you to say, why are you setting those goals? So if your goal is to help 2 customers thrive for free, if your goal is to help this week get a promoter, if your goal this week is to get 30 new contacts, reach outs. I don't know, you guys, your goals can be whatever they want to be. I personally like to do VIP 800 every single week. That's 2 customers on auto ship, at least 2 promoters on a pack. And why am I doing that? It's because I know that those 2 customers are about to change their lives with these products. I know that the old Christina, who used to be just legit surviving, is out there, and they need to be thriving with me. 2 promoters on pack, because I know how much this business changed my entire life. I know what it brought to me. It brought me this community. It brought me so much of myself, the person I am today. And I know somebody out there is searching for something more for them, for their family, for their goals. So when I'm doing this, I'm thinking about those people that I want to help. I also know that for me to be able to hit my goals, I have to help others hit theirs, right? You guys, honestly, if you take yourself out of the equation and just really focus on helping others, your goals are going to be met. So what are you fighting for as well? Maybe put down, write a little bit of your why in your planner, or your short-term goal that you have. Maybe it's in the next 3 months to be able to pay off a credit card. I want you every single week writing down that balance of that credit card that you are trying to pay off. And I want you to know what you're fighting for and showing up for every single day. If you are not showing up in your business, meaning you are not doing your IPAs, you're not planning, you're not showing up on the Zooms, you're not doing that, guess what? You have not gotten rooted with your why. You have not gotten rooted with your vision. You have not gotten rooted with your dreams. And you have not gotten rooted with the impact that you can make on somebody else's life. Because let me tell you, when you become so rooted in those things, what you're fighting for and who you're fighting for, you show up every single day, even on the hard days. Even when you feel like you don't know what you're doing, you don't know if it's really working, you're not sure if you're doing it right, you still show up. Okay, so let's take a couple minutes, write down our goals, make sure our planners are organized with our personal life. Also, you guys think about goals in the sense of how many reels do you want to get up? Maybe you're not in the reel challenge doing them every single day. How many reels would you like to get up? How many trial packs do you want to get in people's hands? Right? I am really focused on really getting more trial packs. If you are in the Limitless tribe, that is something Lindsay has been really like spoken on. It's something that she kind of transitioned in her business within the last 60 days to try it out for us. So we know, and like she said, getting those trial packs in people's hands, creating that customer account for them, getting them into the Thriving Limitless, and letting them see other people's testimonies and so on. So how many trial packs do you want to get out there? Y'all, I want you to remember this because I, for a very long time, always thought that because I was a mass customer enroller, that there was something wrong with my business because I wasn't enrolling a lot of promoters like a lot of people were. And today I was reading, do you guys ever get the emails? I'm sure y'all do. Obviously, we all get them, but the email that came through today that was about Thrivers on the Move. I don't know, Thrivers on the Move. Do you guys ever read those Thrivers on the Move that you get? I love reading those stories. And I was reading the story of one of the girls, and for 10 months, she was a customer. You guys, 10 months she was a customer, and then she joined to become a promoter. And she's now a 40K promoter, and she's already claiming 80K by January, 200K by August. And she started off being a customer. And that to me was like, wow, right? Like I was reading some of the stories, and everybody, their biggest testimony was within the products. Right. So the thing is, you guys get the products into people's hands, get them in on a customer. And guess what? Then make sure you're always talking about the promoter. This is when we say marketing, right? Through your stories. This is why when we're creating our content, we're going to start planning for the week. Are you sharing about the business with either business opportunity story slides or getting face to face in your stories? Are you going live and sharing the opportunity, right? All of my customers, when I ask them to join, when they're come to me as a customer, I always say, I'm pretty sure you want the customer account, but I just want to make sure, were you interested in the customer or the promoter? I don't want to make you the wrong account. I'm already planting the seed for them. Now, if they just come to me and it's like, I don't really know which way, then I say, hey, which side were you looking for? This way I can help answer your questions the best. But otherwise, I drop that little seed. And a lot of times I get the response, just a customer for now. But I've already planted that seed. So they're like, okay, right? Then they're already kind of questioning, what does she mean by promoter? So I'm already kind of planting that seed in their head and having them fall in love with the products. I lead with the products every single day, right? I'm always in my stories talking about the products, sharing the products in some way, shape, or form. Are you? Are you in your stories talking about the products, sharing the products, right? So the reason why I was saying that getting samples into people's hands, you guys, is so important. I can say this much. I don't really leave the house, and I'm working on actually leaving the bubble and going to do things, but I'm going to start carrying 1-day samples with me. I don't do that right now. So I don't carry 1-day samples with me. That this was something Lindsay had a talk with me about, and I'm trying to transition into it too, is that was something that Paul is really big about. And I remember hearing Paul, our CEO, talk about that on one of his calls, that he would just give out 1-day samples, and then they'd come local people, and then they'd keep wanting to come back for one more, and then, getting them hooked up. So, they always say on day 10 is when most thrivers feel that experience, right? Day 10 is like kind of like that breaking point for a lot. Yes, a majority of people feel it on day 1, but there are some that don't. So day 10 is kind of like that breaking point. And I've had a lot of customers that are like that. But long story short, I plan to get more trial packs into people's hands. So carrying more 1-day samples on me. Right? Y'all, like my neighbors around me, I talk to all of my neighbors. Do you want to know how many of my neighbors have tried Thrive? 0. That is shame on me, right? I should be giving them sample packs. And I had talked to them about it. I have talked to them about it. Like my neighbors next door know we drive a paid for car, right? Because we somehow got in a conversation about cars, and I brought that up. So guess what I should have been doing? You know what? Hey, let me give you some of my products. I just want you to try them. right? It's my neighbors. Who cares? Right? Just like anybody else. So, you guys getting and carrying even a 1-day sample, make sure you have your information in there. Get their information when you're giving it to them too. If somebody asks you, what's that sticker? That's when you can say, oh my gosh, it's my vitamins. It makes me feel like a superwoman or whatever you want to say. I used to be a nap queen. I've got all the energy in the world. I have a 1-day sample. Do you want to try it? And then if they say yes, you just grab their, like, you can hand them their 1-day sample and say, hey, what's your phone number? Let me just shoot, let me grab it so I can shoot you a text with all the info. Boom. Get their information. You can get them a customer account. You can put them into our customer team page. Do you guys see how much more loud and proud we really need to be about these products and about what we do? I was watching a 200K who is, I believe, like almost millionaire. I mean, she's crazy, the movement in her business. And she was going into the dentist and she was like, I got my trial packs to give to my dentist. I got to hook them up. They got to feel just as good as I do. And I'm like, I don't bring trial packs to my dentist. And I'm thinking, why don't I? Why don't I say, hey, these products have made me feel so good. You might want to feel good too. So I brought you a little goodie bag. Happy Thursday. Thanks for cleaning my teeth. Right? We don't do that. I don't do that. I don't know why I got on this tangent, you guys. This is planning Zoom, Christina, refocus. So plan for those things. That's where I'm getting at. Plan for those things this week. Can you carry some trial packs on you? Put them in a little Ziploc bag, handwrite a thing or print it off, the 3 steps of how it works with your information. You guys, it doesn't have to be fancy. So can you get more products in more people's hands? Get people on Thrive. That should be our main goal. Get people on Thrive, however that looks. Yes, I don't know why that, like, it stuck out to me when she was going into the dentist and she's just like, I'm a loud, proud thriver. And that was something Christina Brill talked about not that long ago, right? On a Zoom, on a Monday night Zoom. Are you loud and proud? And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm loud and proud. And I'm like, clearly I'm not loud enough. Right? When people ask me what my sticker is, how awesome would it be to say, hey, I have a 1-day sample. Let me give it to you. Let me exchange your information. Cause if I just want you to see and feel it, and then we'll touch base and I can get you some more product. Right? Little stuff like that, you guys. Cause a lot of times people feel it day one. And not only that, what I always like to tell people too, when I'm getting them on the products, even trial, any type of pack, 4-week pack, anything like that. I always say to them, listen, you are going to feel good, but you are going to feel better the longer you are on the products. And I am a testimony of 3 years telling you that from experience. The longer you are on the products, the better you are going to feel. So what you just felt on day 1 or week 1, girl, sit back because you are I can't wait to see you in 3 years. I already set them up so they know those things. I already let them know this isn't a quick thing. This isn't just for month 1. These products should be your everyday, all day. Right? So I set that tone as well. Okay, let's move on now, Christina. If you guys have any questions or anything, please drop them in the chat. I will be paying attention to the chat as we go along. So we have our goals. We all know now we're going to try to get more thrivers on Thrive, right? More people on Thrive, getting our sample packs out there, talking about more trial packs, getting the samples in people's hands, however that may look for you. So now what I want you to do, you guys, is plan your week, right? What does this look like? I'm going to spit off a bunch of stuff, and then I'm going to go ahead and time block it for about 5 to 7 minutes, maybe a little bit more if y'all need it. But as I'm talking and things are flowing to you, I want you to write them down. So how to plan your week. Do you need to pick a work with me time? So if you need to, right now is the time to go ahead and go into the team pages. You're going to go into the pinned post. You're going to see all the work with me's. If that is how you get your IPAs done, because it's the only way to hold you accountable, I want you to go and pick a work with me every single day to hold yourself accountable. If you are somebody that can't get on the work with me's, it's kind of hit or miss. What time are you going to work your business? I want you right now to set an appointment like you are setting a doctor's appointment. This is a little bit different than I've always done with you guys before. Look at your days. If you work a 9 to 5 and then you have things after work, Do you need to wake up a little bit earlier to get your IPAs done? What are you going to take on your lunch break that week? You're going to make sure that your lunch break is dedicated to just IPAs. So maybe you're going to go sit in your car, you're going to eat your lunch, and you're going to work your business. So maybe that means you have to pack your lunch every single day because you won't have enough time to go out and get something because you only have 30 minutes or an hour. I don't know. I'm just spitting off things, you guys, just kind of giving you all ideas from all aspects, right? If you have your kids and stuff like that, is your IPAs going to be in their nap time? Now, keep in mind, we all know kids, I don't have kids, but I know they don't always go down for nap time when you think, right? So is that going to be a deciding factor of with whether you work your business or not? Because if it is, do you need to do your IPAs before your kids even wake up? Right? Getting your IPAs done personally first thing in the morning is the best feeling in the world. If you are somebody who waits to do them later, I really suggest you challenging yourself this week to setting a work with me appointment with yourself to work your business early in the morning and watch how the rest of your day just flows because you're starting your day with a win. I wake up, I do my personal development, win. I do my IPAs, win. I make my bed, win. Do you see that my tone for my day is set up with little wins, right? My personal development and all of that is about 5 to 10 minutes. I get into a little devotional, my Bible app, I say my I ams, I journal. So maybe it's like up to 20, 30 minutes, depends on how much I got to say in my journal. But I'm already setting my tone and I already get to mark that off. Then I go into a round of IPAs and I get to mark off all of that, right? The night before, I have already decided what my caption is and I already decided what my picture is. I already have my reel. So however I'm posting, I already know the night before what I'm posting. So I go IPAs post. Except today's on Sundays, I do things a lot differently. So IPAs post, I'm already winning. The rest of the day, I do a focused IPA. Do you guys see how simple your business really can be? We overcomplicate it. We really do. And then the rest of the day, guess what I do, you guys? I go and be friends. I go and talk to a lot of people. I go and do 3-2-1s. I go and add new people. I go and get inspiration. I go and look through reels so that I save them so I have more stuff for content. I like and comment on other people's reels. I hang out in stories and get to know people. I hang out in my stories so people get to know me. Right? Do you guys see what I'm talking about? And what do you want to talk about this week? Write that down too. If something's on your heart to talk about, your 5s list should always be right there with you when you are planning and when you are creating. The other day, I went and got inspired by somebody else, another thriver, where I want to be in my business. So I'm always looking ahead, right? Somebody that's a little further along in their journey than I am. And a couple of her posts really inspired me. So what I was doing was, while I was inspired by her posts, I was recreating posts by how I felt. The next thing I knew, I think it was like 15, 20 minutes later, I had 10 new captions. Just by being inspired by where somebody else was, by where I want to go, and I wrote from that feeling. And I told a story with those emotions, right? So I have different captions. You guys know, and if you're new to the planning with me, everybody should have this. Personally, it's just my opinion. In your notes, I don't know if Android allows this, but I know on iPhones it does. In your notes, I have a folder called unused posts or captions, whatever you want to call it. I have 38 or 36 unused captions. I have a whole month of business in case shit were to go south. Sorry, swear. In case crap were to go crazy, life were to get in the way, something were to happen, I have posts ready to go, right? And then when I use them, I move them. I move them into something called used captions. So this way, then if I ever need to circle back to my used captions to maybe get more inspo or maybe change some things up because I just need something, then I have that. But I have a lot of unused captions. I also, for 30 minutes the other day, made 10 plus reels. I stood in 3 different places of my house. I wore a simple black tank top because let's be real, I wear a black tank top almost every day and they are different sometimes, you guys. I'm not wearing the same thing all of the time, but I moved locations in my house so my reels didn't all look like I was in the same spot. And I have 10 plus reels. When are you going to batch your content? Give yourself 30 minutes. I'm going to batch reels. Because when you're working your business, like I was saying before, right? I'm in IPAs, I'm doing my IPAs, I'm scrolling through reels, I'm constantly saving reels. So then I literally, when it's my time to create reels, I just go and create. I'm not going to lie, this last 30 minutes that I did, I literally was in reels and I was like, ooh, I like that sound. Boop, create. Scroll. Ooh, that one's cute. I like what she did. Okay, whoop, create. Okay, scroll. Ooh, that one's cool. Create. I did it all in the moment. And I knew what I wanted to talk about. So I made sure that I got my like actions in there, right? So I did the videos. So I did video. And then I sit down and I do caption. So this way, in case I'm stumped on a caption or what I want to say, it doesn't matter because the video is there. I can circle back. So plan your content for this week. What time are you going to work your business? Do you need content? Do you need reels? Do you need to sit down for 30 minutes and create? Do you need to get on Canva or Instagram and create story slides? When's the last time you did that? Right? Time block. And what does time block look like? Maybe if you're a 9 to 5, like I said, you're time blocking your lunch. You're hopping on the work with me's. Maybe at 9 to 10 at night before you like go to bed or watch your show, you're working your business. Maybe you have a lot of extra time in your day, so you're picking multiple times throughout your day to work your business. Be intentional. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself for a few minutes so you guys can kind of get to planning, organizing, seeing what you need to do. Okay, I'm reading some of the chat, so this way I get to it before we move on. I work in a school and I need to get out of my office and share. Absolutely. Do like put a bunch of goodie bags together, and you can even do like a teacher appreciation. Like, I don't know if you're a teacher when you say I work at a school, so I don't know if you're a teacher. No, but still, hey, I just wanted to let you teachers know I know what you're going through, and I just wanted you to know you're appreciated. Little appreciation things. And you can even put like in there like a little card, and it can just say thank you for all you do for our kids or our students or the kids, right? So you can make it super cute like that, like a little teacher appreciation or staff, faculty, whatever, however you want to call it. Yes, the grocery line. She saw you're sicker and you're going to come back. That's awesome. No question is dumb. Question, maybe it's dumb, but how many times a week do you plan to go live, and where, since we want to on each platform? Okay, so my personal Facebook will no longer let me save lives and turn them into IGTVs, which is awful. If your Facebook allows you to save, make sure they're under like 15 minutes. And a lot of people still do. Mine personally will not. So, okay. Yeah. So when I do it, I have to go live on both different platforms. So what I like to do is I like to read the platforms for what they are for me. And when I say that, I know somebody might disagree with me, but that's okay. So for me, Facebook, my lives on Facebook and so on do a little bit better than my lives on Instagram, right? My stories on Instagram do better than my stories on Facebook. My posts get a lot more interactions on Facebook than they do sometimes on Instagram, right? Every platform, yes, they all have the same features, but they're a little bit different. It's like your kids, right? They were born from you and your spouse, right? Or however, but they're a little different, right? So that to me is the same with the platforms. Instagram, Facebook, yes, they all have the same things. They all have stories. They all have this, they all have that, but each of them is a little bit different as to how people even use them or show up for them. So I try to take that into account too. So for me personally, I am very heavy focused on reels over on on Instagram and posts and being in my stories. Now for Facebook, I am really into my posts and I try to get more lives there, and my stories flow over from Instagram. I have those set up. So if you do not have where just your stories, you guys, not your posts, your stories flow from Instagram to Facebook. So that to me is like, I don't have to worry about working both platforms, which is very nice. So I would say set your goal to whatever you know you can show up for. I personally want to start doing more lives. I used to do lives and get a lot more traction. I hadn't done lives in a long time. I did a live the other day. I got 11 views. And I was like, okay, Facebook, you're just having a moment here. Cool. Guess what? Later that night, I did a post about the same thing I went and talked about in my live, because I was like, okay, if this is how it's going to be, it's going to be. So a friend of mine also said to me yesterday, and this was such a good point. She used to be in network marketing. She has a very bad taste in her mouth with network marketing in whole, because of all the cold messaging that goes on. She's constantly getting people that are befriending her to basically just spam her. You guys, everything we don't do, which she knows we're different and all of that, but we always talk about this because she's just so funny. So yesterday we were talking about network marketing, and she was saying to me, I was talking to her about someone on my team and how they weren't getting much action on their post. And I said, I'm trying to let them know that that's just the way it is, unfortunately, with your business post or product post. And she was like, well, yeah, because a lot of times back in the day when you used to like a post about a business or the product, you were immediately messaged. She goes, so I personally don't like a lot of people's stuff anymore for that reason, because I don't want a message. And she was like, I know you guys don't do it. She's like, but that's not the case everywhere. So keep that in mind. You guys, your posts about the business and the, like your posts, let's say your stories, anything like that about the business probably get less traction because of that. And when I say traction, I mean like or comment. But like my friend even pointed out, they are still seeing it. They are still scrolling and they are still reading it. So many people go on social media and never like a thing, you guys. My husband is one of them. When I see him like something, I'm like, what got into him? He actually hit the like button. Like, he is just a silent scroller, reader on social media. There are a ton of people that do that. So if you think you put up a post and because it only got 2 likes, nobody saw it, shame on you. Because I want you to know how many hidden views that post actually had. So keep showing up, keep posting. A majority of my customers that I get or promoters barely liked a thing. I wouldn't have, if I would have based their their response on whether they liked it or not, like who was going to come to me next, I wouldn't even know who was coming next, y'all, because they don't like it. That's why I always say, do you guys ever look at like a lot of people? Like I look at some of the most like successful people in network marketing, right? Who are like millionaire status. Like I like to look at, people that have been here a while and all that. Do you ever look at some of their posts? Y'all, they barely get likes. Now you go and look at an influencer who's getting thousands of likes, but probably doesn't even make a quarter of what that millionaire makes that's getting only 100 likes on a photo. Y'all, likes don't mean anything. So if you are chasing a like, I want you to stop that today. Stop that today. I don't base my success off of likes, comments, anything like that. I go and I serve, and I know that whoever needs to see it will see it. Okay. So with that being said, with your Facebook, just decide if you have not gone live in forever, I want you this week to make it a point to go live. And then next week too, and then up it. If you are not live in your stories, y'all, what are you doing? Go get live in your stories, talk in your stories, let people know. Right now, I'm doing a random 34 facts about me as I end year 34. I don't know. I just decided to do it. I have so many people messaging me how cool it is. I'm only on day 2. But I'm doing 34 random facts about Christina as I close out year 34. Do fun stuff like that. Maybe it's not your birthday time, but do just random, like, hey guys, I'm going to just take you like 7 days, random facts about me. And then you can even put a little question box. Like if you're saying like my favorite color is pink, but don't do watermelon pink. I don't do watermelon pink. I do bright pink, or I do blush pink. Like, what about you? What's your favorite color? Right? Get to know your audience, share different things about them. I'm sharing literally parts about my life that I don't share about. Like I went back to like why I didn't go to college. Right? I also shared that I loved Lay's potato chips. Maybe somebody's going to buy me some. I don't know, but I'll let them know. Just share who you are. So get creative. How are we feeling about planning, you guys? I know I normally talk, so I hope you guys can plan while I talk. But I know we only get an hour, and I know sometimes there's questions, and I like to always be able to give you guys some ideas and content and so on. All right, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. Anybody have any questions? So right now, you should have every single day what time you're going to work your business. So at the end of the week, next week, when we meet back here, every single one of you, there is 19 of us, should have gotten your IPAs done because you set an appointment with yourself. So what to post about. So do you have your 5s list? That is what you're going to want to post off of, is your 5s list. So talk about why you love the products. Maybe one day it's just energy. So maybe tomorrow you're saying, I woke up, it's a Monday. Y'all, I don't struggle like I used to with Mondays. No, that's okay. Don't be sorry. I don't struggle with Mondays. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., right? Maybe it's Tuesdays, it's payday. You can talk about what the payday is doing for you or will do for you, right? Maybe you don't have a paycheck yet. Maybe you haven't created that. Do you know how many weeks I had 0 paychecks, you guys? There's many. There was many weeks. There was many weeks I didn't have enough that I could even transfer. I still talked. Still talked about the business. I still talked about the products. And 3 years later, now we just hit this year alone we qualified for, I got to make sure compliance, qualified for 16,000 in rank advancement bonuses. But guess what? I had many weeks where I didn't have a paycheck, but I still showed up because I am rooted in where I'm going and that this is my vehicle. Lindsay and I talked about this, you guys. It's so funny. So 2 years ago, if you don't know my story, 2 years ago, I was in the hospital at this time getting diagnosed with MS. So I was in the hospital being diagnosed with MS. The month before, I think my team did like 5,000 in sales. I don't even know. This month, we went 12K 2 years ago. My sales double plus in 1 month. So I was in the hospital being diagnosed and literally hit the car bonus. Why? Because leading up to that, I was constantly working. And before I knew it, snap of the finger, double plus. I just hit the 12K rank, the rank advancement bonus on my second account this last August, on August. The month before that, same thing. My numbers double plus in 1 month. Momentum. But what did it take? All the months before that. It was a compound effect. It wasn't like all of a sudden I got lucky. It was that I kept showing up. My volume that I brought in double plus, right? Because I kept showing up. Consistency, absolutely. Discipline. So when we say those IPAs, you guys, you know how many times I don't have people in my inbox? There are days I wake up, y'all, I'm just like you guys. People aren't knocking at my door asking about Thrive every single day, but it does not matter. I show up and I share, because then the next thing you know, I've got 5 people and then I got 10 people, right? So you never know what's right around the corner for you, but if you stop and you don't show up consistently, you will never know. I don't ever want to not know. I don't know about you guys. I don't want to not be in the know. So show up. Lindsay was actually talking to me about this. This is like a little bit more inspo here, you guys. But when I went 12K 2 years ago, so I hit the 12K bonus, or the 12K, and got my auto bonus. The next month they announced bonuses. So literally weeks, like a week later, you could now earn the auto bonus and a bonus, rank advancement bonus. And I remember being like, dang, like I was like a week away from that, like 1 month. But like she said, then look what happened. This last year, I not only got to earn 4K on my one account and 12K. My timing wasn't my timing to earn it on that account at that time, because 2 years later, I was going to earn that plus. And I think that when those rank advancement bonus or bonuses were announced 2 years ago, I think you got half. So I think it was like a $6,000 bonus. I don't know if, I don't believe it was a $12,000 bonus. I think it was 6,000. Yes. Nice. Thanks, Tracy. I'll see you next weekend. Yes, I will post this to my YouTube channel, so you guys will have it. But the next little bit of time, you guys, what I want you to do is I'm going to go ahead and mute. If you have questions, go right ahead. I'm going to stay on for the next like 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start creating content. So I'm going to start creating some posts for the week. I'm going to start scrolling reels and save some reels so that I have them. So I'm going to actually time block a little bit and do some stuff so that I'm ready to go into the week. So this is where I said things will be a little different. I'm going to start trying to do this with you guys, getting a very solid, let's plan real quick in, and then a time block of, hey, to finish out the hour, let's go ahead and actually create posts. If you need to walk around right now and take some photos, go snap some photos of yourself. If this is going to hold you accountable, go scroll some reels. Whatever you need to do for your business, I want you to go ahead and do that. If you have questions, if you're struggling in any area, you guys, when it comes to your business, now is the time to ask. Not only just planning, but if you're struggling with IPAs, that kind of goes coincide with planning, because a lot of times it's because you're not putting the time to get your IPAs done. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. I'm going to start doing some stuff for my business. So I suggest you guys, if you need to hop off, thank you for joining me. But if not, I would go ahead and start getting yourself ready for a successful week. Another thing, you guys, that I wanted to add, which kind of goes into planning too, when you're planning on like for adding to your networks, right? Especially on Instagram, because I'm really focused on getting more trial packs out there, especially more locally. I'm gonna start doing where like, hey, if you're local to me, I'll even just drop it right off to you, type of thing. So I'm gonna start getting really into that. So I have been personally adding more according to my geotags. So I have been really focused on towns within me and the neighboring towns. So I'm doing any town within at least like 30 minutes of me, on all different areas, and then searching either that geotag or if there's stuff there that I know like people go to. I even started as much as looking at like different dealerships, you guys, of like luxury car dealerships that we have, like people that have tagged or checked in there, because maybe if they got a new Audi, they would want their Audi paid for. You never know what you really see, or just different dealerships, especially since we have the car bonus. So I have been just kind of really getting out of my box in where I've been adding people. I also, if any of you guys live in like a community, so like our subdivision, maybe you have like, maybe you're in a condo or an apartment or a subdivision that has a group page. I personally have a group for my entire subdivision, and I never really thought to go through and add a bunch of people through there so that I get to know more people in my sub, but then also so that they can see what I'm doing on my page. So that was one thing where I was like, why haven't I, like Lindsay was like, why have you not been adding them? And I was like, I guess I just was not loud and bold and proud enough, I guess, right? I just didn't think about it. Like I didn't want to be that person, but who cares? I want to be that person. If everybody in my sub was thriving with me, I know that they would be feeling better. And that's an amazing feeling on my heart. So just some things to maybe think about when you're planning to, like, if you need to write down some notes of where to add people from, that's a really good one too. Start using those geotags. All right, guys, I hope that that extra little time helped you kind of getting some things together and organized. I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. I'll be here next week with you guys, and we will plan our way right out of September next week. Y'all, can you believe it? Next week is, what day are we on? I mean, I just planned it. Oh my gosh, it'll be the 26th, you guys. We'll be planning for the 27th through like basically October 1st. So that is so crazy to me that we will be planning already for October. So I hope you guys all have an awesome rest of your day. I will upload this to my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys all next week. Bye.